Neil, I assume the dressing room at, what time would it be, 9:45 on Tuesday evening was a little bit different to 5 o'clock last Saturday evening.
Yeah, two different results. Yeah, definitely the atmosphere around the place was good. As you say, the boys knew they'd let themselves down really on the weekend with such a big crowd, and they tried to change it, and I think they did. I think the first half was excellent. We scored the goals, and then second half I think we had a number of chances down the right hand side. We sat in. We had a game plan to counter-attack, and even though we was at home, and I thought we did that really, really well.
Yeah, you thoroughly deserve to win. I think everyone would agree. Will Davis got given the man of the match. That was some full debut from him.
Excellent full debut, and to say it's never easy, especially coming from a lower league, but he worked his socks off. He was aggressive. He put himself about, and you score a goal. There's nothing better really for a home debut.
And did we see a player there that is full of confidence, because he has been scoring at his previous club, where some of the York City players may be a little bit short on confidence?
I think that's spot on there. I think he's ready to go. He wanted to play. He's come here to play, and I think he rolled his sleeves up and made sure that everybody knew, all the fans knew that he's here for a fight and a battle, and he wants to be our number one striker.
How big is the jump from part-time to full-time for him, do you think?
I don't think we'll see it yet. I think we'll see it in the next couple of weeks when it does go, when we're training full time and playing on a Saturday. I think he will struggle then, but I think he'll be fine. He's a fit boy. He's a natural fit boy, which helps. But the manager will drop him out of training some days when he doesn't need to, and we'll look after him. George is the same, the goalkeeper. We have to be careful with him. He just looks a little bit tired after the game on Tuesday, but he's been training full time for the first time, so he's found it a little bit difficult. But we've given them a break. They've had a couple of days really rest and recovery, and they'll be raring to go on Saturday.
I suppose this proves the point again, why, especially if you're going to get players that are making the jump from part-time to full-time, why you try and do your business. I know you haven't had the option in the summer rather than during the season. Yeah, and that's been our problem. As I say, the Gaffers managed to bring two players in now, and I think they have strengthened the side. Both playing at the minute as well. George, the goalkeeper's been excellent for us, swept really, really well. And then Davis has come in and scored a goal in his debut, run around, and I think people have had a look at him and go, well, he's coming to do that, why shouldn't we do that? And I think they've followed him, which is good. How important then you keep this positive feeling going on Saturday by getting a decent result down at Maidenhead?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think that the way we reacted after the Saturday game on Tuesday night, doesn't matter who you're playing, I think the way we play gives us a bit of confidence. Obviously gone back to a back four, because Will's gone back to Harrogate just to see how his knee is. So we've gone back to a back four, changed a couple of personnel, freshened it up a little bit, and I think it worked.
Was it almost back to basics then, do you think, on Tuesday night? 4-4-2, everyone should understand that, there's no confusion.
Yeah, back to basics, people in holes where we wanted to, two midfield players don't really join in, don't over go forward, sitting, pick the ball up and try and play it out wide, where we knew they was not their best really, and that's what we bruised, I think, both down sides, especially last 10-15 minutes down the right hand side. I thought it was excellent and created a number of opportunities.
What can you tell us about Maidenhead then?
Maidenhead, it's going to be difficult, all fit, strong, organised. Great manager, always liked him as a player, had done an unbelievable job there. Tough, the ball's going to come into your box, you're going to have to defend your box really, really well. You're going to have a little bit of a battle in midfield. I know they do play, but they do get forward, they do put you under pressure, and we've got to go, roll our sleeves up, but an away performance in not just the back four or the two midfield players, the old 11 that plays.
You're right, I think, about battle. I remember the game when York played down at the start of last season. City got involved in a bit of a battle. I remember there was a bit of a scuffle, and Maz Kuya was involved with the full-back who's still there now and probably play on Saturday. How important is it that you don't get involved in things like that and just concentrate on the football? Yeah, it's controlled aggression. That's what we need. We need to go there. We have to be strong. We have to roll our sleeves up and fight for it. Second balls are always going to be important when you play down there, and then we have to play football. We can't just keep eating it long and hopefully we get something. We play. Whoever plays up front, whoever's fit to play up front, we have to work on them, that they get good possession, and we go from there really. How do you combat the slope as well? There's quite a big slope on that pitch. There is a big slope, and as I say, I do believe when you go there, be interested to see what the stats are when you kick downhill second half. I think it's a benefit, so I think they'll be looking for that. But it's the same as 2 goals at each end. You've just got to get on with it really. Yeah, just unique circumstances you get at every ground, I suppose. Yeah, it's good, and as I say, I like going there. I think the atmosphere is really good. The fans are on top of you, as you say. Their manager is unbelievable. I really do like him. He's a really good character as well. He tells you before the game what he's going to do. Gives you all the just try and stop him's been the problem. How big a game is it as well, knowing that after this you're not in league action for 3 weeks? Yeah, it's massively, because we need to try and get 3 points as possible just to push up the leads, because teams are going to be playing games, and you'd rather have points on the board than playing catch up. So it's going to be an important weekend for us. Your team then, who's not available to you, maybe that was on Tuesday, or are you picking from a similar squad? Because the temptation surely will be there if you can to pick the same 11.
Yeah, temptation will be there. I think Depot might miss out with a hamstring, probably will do. So we'll just have a look at who else he's done. We haven't done a lot today because obviously we were given 2 days more break. They was in, but they was off at the gym doing their weights and other stuff. So we will probably have a good look at everybody tomorrow, and the gaffer will pick when we train down in Birmingham tomorrow.
How is he then, Depot? Is he likely to, if he can't make this weekend, be ready for Wigan?
No, probably. I'm not sure. I don't think he will be. I think he'll probably miss the cup games. Looking at that, which is a blow for us because we've only just got him back. But we know because he missed pre-season, he's going to struggle. And as I say, one was a kick. Well, this was a little bit of a hamstring problem. Hopefully, he's going a couple of weeks and get him fit, and then after the cup games, he's back in. Hopefully.
I don't want to just bypass this game, but just to go on to that Wigan game quickly then, you are ridiculously short of front then, aren't you? Because Will obviously can't place his cup tied. Are you any nearer getting anybody in?
We are trying to get people in, we are close to getting people in, but as you say, until people have signed and everything's been agreed, it is difficult. As you say, I think Will Davis come under the... Nobody really knew he was coming in, so that's what we try and do. We try and keep it quiet till somebody's over the line and signed, and then it's done, then we'll let you know.
But would you try and get somebody in who can play in that FA Cup game, or is that secondary and you just want to get in the right player?
Yeah, it's the right player needs to come in. If it's a long-term one for a year, 2-year contract, or if it's a short-term loan, we will be looking. The FA Cup is a massive game for the football club, but our league form needs to improve and we need to get out of this sticky situation we are. So that's what we will be thinking. The FA Cup, we can afford to be a little bit different in that competition.
So does this mean you don't think you're going to have a left back in time for the weekend as well?
We are trying, hopefully things work out, but we've been trying a while for left back. Seems to be a difficult position at the minute, but we are trying to get somebody in, but if anything's done, we'll have to wait and see.
Long trip then. Talk us through your plans. You'll travel down to, what you say, training in Birmingham?
Tomorrow we'll travel down tomorrow morning. We'll pick up the coach on the trip and we'll train at Birmingham City's youth team. We'll train there, we'll have an hour and 20 minutes there, probably going through the shape, make sure everybody's all right. And then we'll have a bit of lunch and then get back on the coach bound down to wherever we're staying, near enough to the ground, and go from there. Really get the boys organised. They'll get looked after in the hotel like they do nowadays. Get fed properly and a little bit of massage and stuff like that, and then we'll go from there Saturday morning.
I don't know if you have to pay for the facilities at Birmingham, but I know if you have links and you have colleagues at other football clubs, how important do you think it is to have friends in football that you can maybe call in favours every now and then?
Yeah, and I think that's what we do. I think if people are ever travelling up to play in the North East, if they want to stop at our training ground, we'll be happy to. And that's what you do. It's not what you know, it's who you know in football, and that's this case of this one.
Finish off with a bit of a different question. We noticed Neil had changed his coat on Tuesday night. Is that blue, black, or whatever colour it was? No, the lucky coat, does that have to stay?
Yeah, I wasn't with him when he bought that one, so I'm sure we'll see online, see who's voted, what sort of colour it is and everything like that.
I saw someone moaning that you don't really hit the sartorial elegance stakes as high up them as he does. Is that fair?
No, I just put the sponsored coat, so I've got to tell to do and get on with it.
Thank you.
Neil, reflecting on Tuesday night quickly, do you think it made a difference with Oxford City being a part-time outfit compared to the full-time of York City?
I think it does sometimes. I think if you look at the stats do prove the teams that are part-time do struggle in midweek. I think it was Woking, I think maybe last year, I don't think they won 15 games on a Tuesday night because they was only part-time or whatever it was. But that's when the game come. They was probably thinking it's a good time to go play us because we just been beaten badly at home. So it was good for everybody, really.
And has that win restored some confidence in the changing room?
I think there's a little bit of belief. I think we did lose a little bit of belief in ourselves. The chairman was right. He came in and had a little conversation with the boys, which I think was right, and he spoke really, really well. I think the players took that on board. I think the work ethic on Tuesday night was excellent. Doesn't matter who you're playing against, you put your work in. And then our professionalism by sitting in and playing on the counter attack was excellent. And people didn't think we'd do that at home, but we created more chances than we have done all season, really.
And after that performance, National League put Tyler Corner, and Will Davies in the team of the week. Just how pleased are you to see that for the players? Yeah,
I think it's good. I think it's good for the personal confidence, but it's also good for the club. And that's what I want. There could be 4 or 5 others. I thought some excellent performances. 2 Wideman was excellent on the night. They do a proper shift for us. But that's what they're here for. They need to get their stats up. They need to play well and stay in the team, because sooner or later everybody's going to be fit at this club, and then we're going to have a big squad to choose from, and then people will be fighting to play in the team.
On to Maidenhead, Alan Devonshire, one of the most experienced managers in this league. What do you make of him then?
as a gentleman, he's good as they come. Every time we go down there, he always makes time to have a chat with you. Really good. Obviously, he's a super player. I remember him really well. But as a manager, he's got a team organised. They're fit, they're strong, they do the job really well. They play more than people give him credit for. He gets some good players in, got a really good work ethic. And it's going to be a tough afternoon for us.
They're another team that's sort of lingering around the same position as York, as Oxford were, and kind of Hartlepool in a way. But how important is it for you to get 3 points in these games now when you are playing those teams lower down the table?
It's not just them, it's every game for us at the moment. We're down there in a difficult position, so we need to get ourselves out of it. So we don't know if we're playing teams that are down there, as you say, Maidenhead, or we're playing the teams at the top. We still need to get 3 points at every game possible, and that's what we try and do. But this is another one that's going to be a tough game away on a slopey pitch. But as you say, we've got to roll our sleeves up and get on with it.
And in terms of your team news, Adam Crooks, is he any closer to a comeback?
No, Adam has just been the physio. He's just started back running, so we'll probably just be careful with him. So, because obviously after this is cup games, which he'll probably not be involved in, and hopefully he might be back for the trophy. Sorry.
Michael Duckworth was on the bench against Chester in the FA Cup replay. Is he any closer to a return?
Yeah, he's training fully now. He was involved in the cup. Obviously, there was a lot of subs in the cup, so he was easy to go on it. He's back in full training. Yet again, when the trophy comes and the FA Cup comes, I'm sure he's pushing to get a place in the team or on the bench.
Yeah, and we saw Maz Kuya as well come back into the 11 after his injury. How good was it to see him back on the pitch?
Yeah, I thought he was excellent, and I thought his work rate was excellent. We knew he was going to blow up because obviously he's been off for a while, but he put a good shift in, and I think that'll beneficial him. He was all right today. He was a little bit tired still today, but we'll see how he goes tomorrow. Full training session tomorrow and see if we can get something out of him Saturday. And
the last one from me. York is expected to be backed by a good number of supporters in Maidenhead tomorrow. Have you got a message for them ahead of the trip down?
Listen, we just appreciate them travel down. Obviously, getting to near Christmas as well financially is not easy, but we will appreciate them, and we'll put a performance in that we showed on Tuesday night.
That's all from me. Thank you.
So great result on Tuesday. Consistency is the gold standard. What did you learn from Tuesday's performance that you can apply to make sure you don't fall back into those bad ways?
I just think that the first thing we did, we set our stall out to make sure it was going to work out as a team. It's all the team staying together. It's not an individuals, and at times I've played as individuals, and I thought Tuesday night was a really good, like Filed, a good team performance, and that's what we have to do to the end of the season. It's all about if your mate makes a mistake, that somebody gets them out the mire, and I think that's what we did the other night. And then everybody run hard for each other. They all was in it together. And when you celebrate and everybody goes over, you know you've got a good team spirit. Then you've got something going for you.
You attempted to play Tyler Caldner as a midfielder. I mean, he came forward. He was pushing forward quite a bit. Scored a great goal.
Yeah, I think Tyler's confidence with his ability to play football on the ball. I think he could play as a sitting midfield player. But we changed formation. Obviously, we went to a back foot 4, so he can step into midfield, and that's what he did for the goal. He stepped in, struck it really well, and get us off to the lead. It's always positive when the centre half was doing that. I'd rather him do it from sat plays or something like attacking from corners, and we score more than that. But every now and then, if a centre half comes in steps like that, we're happy with it.
Maidenhead blow hot and cold. I think earlier in the season they had 11 games without a win. How are they going to set up on Saturday?
Well, we don't know yet, and that's what we'll do. We'll have a look at the videos. The manager's on his way back up now. We'll be looking at the last 3 games to see. But we know what they're going to do. They're going to be difficult in both boxes. They work hard to defend in the box, and they're very good when they put the ball in your box. They're dangerous. They get across you. They're a big, strong side. But as I say, they play more than people give them credit for. They've got some good footballers. So really, we've just got to go there, battle a result out, and try and go there and nick some goals.
Depot's out and Will Davis is cup tied for Wigan. What are the dark arts of trying to get in a striker? No good team is going to let somebody go that they can utilise themselves, are they?
No, and that's the problem. We're looking at experienced players that are not playing, which is difficult because they know they're not fit to play. We're looking at under-21 players, which you can't get any from the Premier League teams because you're not allowed to, and then are the other ones fit enough? So it is difficult. But we are looking. We're going through all the data and all the analysis and looking. We've been doing it for 3 or 4 days yet again this week. So, yeah, we're busy. We're trying to get things over the line, but until the clubs agree it and the players agree it and we agree it, we're still waiting to get people over the line.
And what's the minimum loan period you would accept? Is it a month, 2 months, 3 months?
I think the first one's 28 days. You can do it for 28 days and then they can call them back. So obviously that's what we don't want to do, but that's what we have to do by the rules. So we are having a look. we are having a look for 2 or 3 positions. Hopefully we can get them in. But as I say, till we get anything across the line, it's always difficult.
The chairman obviously had a word with the players. You can only use that so many times though, can't you? Before it starts to look as though they're meddling. Now obviously you enjoy the backing of the chairman and obviously, the joint chair. How important is it to work with them to make sure you move forward?
Well, I think I can only answer since we've been in the club. He's been unbelievably supportive since we've walked into the football club. The manager spoke. We are going to be careful. We have to be careful what players we bring in. We have got a big squad, and we need to get that down. But we've tried to get the players what we think is going to make us stronger. And at the minute, the 2 we've got in, we think they're going to make us stronger, not just for now to the end of the season, but in the years coming as well. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for players to come into this football club on loan from now on to the end of the season, and when they come in, that are going to be better than what we've got. So that's what we're looking for, better players, and the chairman's 100% supportive of that.
Many thanks.
Thank you.
With Will Smith and Ollie Green's loans more or less up shortly, is there any plans to bring in any further players on loans or permanent?
Yeah, we are. We're waiting to Will Smith. Obviously, Will Smith's gone back to his parent club of Harrogate with a bit of a sore knee, so we will wait that. I will probably speak to Will on the way home after this, just to see how he is and keep up with him, see what they're saying, because obviously it's their players, it's their rules. Ollie Green, we're looking to extend for a further month, and I think he'll get better. He's looking stronger. He's come out the 21s or the 23 period, and I think every game he seems to be getting fitter and fitter. Now he's playing men's football, and he's the one that we're going to try and keep hold of.
What a debut for Will Davies the other night. Were you surprised?
No, he wasn't surprised. He was hungry to go. His first day in training, he came in and knocked a few of our boys on the backside in training, and we thought, we're going to have this, but we just let him have a look at the people that we needed to for the first game, look how we played, and we was always going to play him in the game, whatever happened, because we needed fresh legs, and I think he came in and he showed everybody what he's about. He's aggressive, he runs forward, he can bring in, he can drop in as a 10, which everybody didn't expect, but we knew because we've seen him, and I think he'll be good. I just think the York City fans will like his hunger and his aggression, like us staff did, and I think he'd be a really good player.
Just pushing you on the mention of a 4th striker the other night from the manager. Any news?
No, we are working hard behind the scenes now. We've just been on the phone for the last couple of hours. The manager's on the way back up from London. I think he's been speaking. We're trying to get things sorted out. But as you say, we don't want any whisperers of we're getting this, we might be doing that. When it's done, we will put it out there, and then we all know we're safe, because we don't want anything to stop us getting good players in.
Mazkuya in the starting 11 the other night. Any concerns after that?
Just
after 70 minutes?
Yeah, excellent to get through 70 minutes. We really like him. He said he needs to get super fit, and I think there's a really good player in there. But he came back after a long time out with an injury that was difficult to deal with, because he couldn't do any training. But I think he come back and he proved the other night that he wants to be a part of it. He's really good round the place. Everybody thinks he's a quiet boy. He's got a little bit to say for himself, and he's always on to us staff and questioning what we're doing and everything. Like, he's a good lad, but I thought he put a really good shift in for the squad.
Obviously, fans are really excited about being on live TV in a week or so's time. How do you keep the players focused? Because they must feel that buzz as well.
Yeah, they will feel that buzz, but I think they also know after the meetings we've had with them that our league form needs to improve. And we haven't talked about anything, nothing has been mentioned about the FA Cup, and it will only get mentioned probably Wednesday, Thursday next week when we start getting prepped to play against them. We need to focus on this game and try and get 3 points on Saturday.